Hello everyone, welcome to MCQ Practice Session 2. We are in the chapter on Python Revision Tour and today we are going to discuss about single question, multiple answer type of MCQ question. I hope you have watched the other parts of this series. If not, the links are given in the description. You can always check them out. So without any further ado, let's get started with the very first question. The first question says that the symbol used for comments in Python use. So which symbol is used for comments in Python? The first option is /* and //. Second option is hash. Third option is //. Fourth option is // and triple quotes and triple quotes. And the options are number A, 1 and 4. That means option 1 and option 4. Number B, 1 and 3. Number C, 2 and 4. And number D, 2 and 3. Very easy question this is. Please guess the answer. You can pause the video here and guess it. And the correct answer is option C, 2 and 4. The explanation goes like this. Hash and triple quotes are used for comments. Comments are ignored by Python interpreter. So there are two types of comments in Python. Single line comments and multi-line comments. Single line comments are denoted by hash. And so whatever you write after hash, it is ignored by the Python interpreter. And if the comments are a little bit longer, that means if they are spread across more than one lines, you can take help of the multi-line comments. You can enclose multi-line comments within triple quotes, and whatever you enclose within triple quotes, it is ignored by the Python interpreter. For your information, I am saying that the first option, that is // and that is /* and //, it is used in case of C++ and C programming language, and the third option, that it is // it is used in case of Java programming language, and it may be used for some other programming languages also. But specifically, if I am talking about Python, the symbols hash and triple quotes are used for comments. I hope it is clear. Let's go to the second question, which says that which operator as operators, that means you can select one operator also or more than one operators also, would you fill in place of operator in the following expression so that x has an integer value? So I'm giving an expression. This is an expression 33 operator 4. You have to say which symbol out of the given options, which are // percentage and less than symbol, will come in place of operator so that the result is an integer value. So, and the options are number A, 1 and 4, number B, 1 and 3, number C, 2 and 4, and number D, 2 and 3. So, the first option is //. // is the floor division operator. You should know this, that floor division operator truncates the part after the decimal point and the result is always an integer. The second option is the division operator. If you use the division operator, you will get the result exactly. That means second option you cannot use. The third option is the percentage symbol. Percentage symbol will find out the remainder by dividing the first number by the second number. So if I divide 33 by 4, I'll get the remainder as how much? I'll get the remainder as 1, which is an integer value. And in case of number 4, which is the less than symbol, 33 less than 4, it will not fetch us an integer, rather it will fetch us the value as like false. So which options will give you an integer value? Option number B, that is 1 and 3. So the explanation goes like this. 33 // 4 will fetch you 8 and 33 modulo divide 4 will fetch you 1. Therefore, these two options will fetch you what? These two options will fetch you integer as an output. Alright. So let me just show it to you practically. So if I am just doing it like this, so 33 // 4, I am getting 8. 33 divided by 4, I am getting 8.25, which is not an integer. 33 modulo divide 4, I am getting 1, which is found out by finding out the remainder while I divide 33 by 4, and the last one is 33 less than 4. Obviously, it will fetch you the result as false. So, option number 1 and option number 3, these are giving you the integer output. Okay, let's move on to the next question, which is consider the list X given below and predict which of the following statement removes the element 3 from X. So, we have a list. You can see the list in front of you. Now, you have to predict which of the options out of the options that I am going to give you now will remove the element 3 from this particular list. And the options are this: number 1, number 2, number 3 as you can see in your screen, and number 4. And the options are number A 1 and 4, number B 1 and 3, number C 2 and 4, and number D 2 and 3. Which options out of the following will remove the element 3 from the list X? Can you predict the correct answer? I hope you have predicted. You can pause the video and predict it. You can think a little bit, and the correct answer is option D 2 and 3. Okay, DEL X2. Now let me explain it to you in details. Okay, this is our question. So what is the list? We have the list as X equals to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5. So as you already know from your class 11 concepts that each element of a list has an index which is 0, 1, 2, 3 and 4. These indexes are known as forward index, and if we come from the right hand side, then also we will get some indexes -1, -2, -3, -4 and -5. These indexes are known as what? These are known as backward indexes. Okay, so if I am giving X2:2 equals to an empty list, let's see what I am getting. So let me create the list. X equals to 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5. The first option says that X2:2 equals to an empty list, and I am pressing the enter key. Now for seeing the changes, just press X, and what I am getting? I am getting the original list itself, that is 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5. Now this is2 operator is used for splitting the list. Okay, and in the range of 2 and 2, that means within the index, between the indexes 2 and 2, we are not getting any other index. Okay, so what we are getting? We are getting the original list itself. So option 1 cannot be the correct option. Let's see whether option 2 will work or not. DEL X2, and yes, it will work. As you can see here, DEL is a command used in list for removing an element based on a particular index. So if I take you here, what is the index of 3? The index of 3 is 2, and I gave the option as DEL X2. So it will do your work. And so how can we say that it will do our work? Because after giving this command, as I tried to display the original list, in this list, in the updated list, there is no element 3. Alright. So option 2 is one of the options. Let's see whether option 3 will work or not. X2:3 equals to an empty list. Okay, sorry for that. What I have to do, I have to bring the original list. Yes, this is the original list, and this is our command. And now if I display X, here also we can see that the number 3 from this original list is gone, because here also we have done the list slicing. So here 2:3, between 2:3, which value will come? The index 2 will come. Okay, you can go through the topic on list slicing from class 11. There you will find how slicing is done. I am not going to the details of that. So but I am saying that with this command, 2 is to 3, I'll get only one value, which is the index number 2. What is stored at index number 2? The value 3. Therefore, 3 will go out of the list. So, the updated list will be 1, 2, 4 and 5, which we can see as I have gone to the updated list here. So, option 3 is also one of the correct option. Now, let me bring the original list again and give the fourth option. X2 equals to an empty list. Let's see here, and yes, 3 is removed, but in place of 3, this empty list symbol has come. That means it has not served our purpose. So the correct options are option 2 and option 3, as you can see here. So the correct option is option D, that is 2 and 3. Alright, let's move on to the next question. Which of the following will create an empty list? Empty list means a list which does not contain any elements. L equals to, we are giving the third bracket here, L equals to list 0, L equals to list empty, and L equals to list function. And the options are A 1 and 4, B 1 and 3, C 2 and 4, and D 2 and 3. And the correct option is, guess yourself, and the correct option is option A 1 and 4. Let me show it to you practically. So let's take the first option. I put it within the slide itself. If I write L equals to, I am giving this symbol, that means I am just giving the symbol of empty third bracket, and it has created an empty list for me. Actually, this is the symbol for empty list. So option 1 is one of the correct options. If I try to execute the option 2, L equals to list 0, it is giving me an error. That means option 2 is not feasible. Option 3 is L equals to list empty, which is also giving me an error because there is no syntax. You cannot use this as part of syntax. And the fourth option says that L equals to list function. And as I press L, it is giving me an empty list. So fourth option is also one of the possible options. So the correct option is option A, that is 1 and 4. Let's move on to the next question, which is, which of the following will return the last element of a tuple T with 5 elements? So we have a tuple with 5 elements. I'm talking about any tuple which contains first element. Now, which contains 5 elements. Now you have to choose which command out of the following options will return the last element of the tuple T. So T5, T4, T6 and T minus 1. And the options are number A 1 and 4, number B 1 and 3, number C 2 and 4, and number D 2 and 3. Guess yourself, and the correct option is option C 2 and 4. Now here also the explanation would be similar as the previous question. So what I have to consider, I have to consider a tuple with how many elements? I have to consider a tuple with 5 elements. Sorry, something happened to this. So I have to consider a tuple with 5 elements. Let me consider a tuple with 5 elements. Let's say 9, 8, 7, 6 and 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We are having 5 elements. The indexes will be 0, 1, 2, 3 and 4. Remember, the rule of indexing is same for list, tuples and strings. Okay, so and if I go for the backward indexing, it is -1, -2, -3, -4 and -5. Now in order to access a particular element from a tuple, we use its index. So if I write T1, what value is stored in the index 1? 8. So 8 will be returned. If I write T minus 3, what value is stored in the index -3? It is 7. So 7 will be returned. Now as per our question, we want the last element of this tuple. Now what are the indexes of the last elements? They are 4 and -1 respectively. This 4 is for forward indexing and -1 is for what? -1 is for backward indexing. So in Python, if I write T4, it will return me the last element, which is 5 in this case, or if I write t minus 1, then also it will return 5, which is the last element. Okay, therefore the correct option is option C, 2 and 4. Okay, let me show it to you practically. So if I create a tuple t equals to, I can take any tuple 99, 88, 77, 66 and 55. Now if I have to see the last element, I have to use the index, which is t4, and I am getting the last element 55. If I write t minus 1, in this case also I am getting the last element. Let's try one of its options, which is t6. I am getting an error known as index error, because if I take you to this blackboard, you will see that there is no element in the index number 6. Therefore, I am getting an index error in this case. Similarly, if I give t5, in this case also I am getting an index error because there is no element in the index 5. Okay, so I hope it is clear. Let's move on to the next question. Which is the correct syntax to copy a list B into list A from the following? Assume that we have two lists, list A and list B. There are some syntaxes for copying data from one list into another. So some options are given. You have to choose which is the correct options, which are the correct options rather from the following. A equals to B and empty list symbol. A equals to B is to symbol. A equals to list B and A equals to B, and whatever you are seeing here, the symbol of the third bracket and the symbol of the first bracket. And the options are number A 1 and 4, number B 2 and 3, number C 2 and 4, and number D 2 and 3. And the correct option is option B, that is 2 and 3. So if you execute it, you will find that option 1 and option 4, it will give you errors and it will not do the work of copying. But if you are using option 2 and 3, you will see that the list B has been copied into the list A. You can check it out for yourself. Okay, let me just do it for you. So if I have a list, let's say A equals to, let's say I'm taking an empty list, and B equals to, let's say, correct syntax for to copy a list B into list A. So I have to copy the data of list B into list A. Let's say I have 9, 8 and 7. These are the elements of list B. So if I write A equals to B, I am getting a syntax error. That means option A is not possible. Let's try option 2, which is A equals to B. Again A equals to B is 2. I'm not getting any syntax error. So let's try to display the list A. Yes, you can see the elements in the list B are 9, 8 and 7. But the element in list A was an empty list. But as I used this syntax, what happened? The elements from the list B has been copied to the element to the list A. That means option 2 is one of the correct options. And if I use option 3, A equals to list B, yes, then also the copying is happening. If I use the fourth option, A equals to B, obviously the syntax is wired and also it will result in an error. So the correct option, as you can see here, is option B, 2 and 3. So I would suggest you, whenever you get this type of MCQs, you should verify it. Okay, while studying, preparing for the exam, if you verify it and if you know why a certain option is correct and why a certain option is incorrect, then your concepts will be much more clearer. While studying one MCQ, you may get the answer for many further MCQs which you will be facing in due course of time. Let's move on to the next question. Question number 7. Which of the following will create a tuple with a single element? So my work is to create a tuple with only one element. So the first option is x equals to, within parenthesis, you know that parenthesis is the bracket used for tuple, 1 comma. Number 2, x equals to 1. Number 3, x equals to 1. You can see as per the option given in the screen. Option 4 is x equals to tuple 1. And the options are number A 1 and 4, number B 1 and 3, number C 2 and 4, and number D 2 and 3. And the correct option is option A 1 and 4. Okay, these two options, with the help of these two options, you can create a tuple with a single element. Most of the students will get confused and they will think that option 2 is one of the correct options, but that is not the technique for creating a tuple with a single element. Let me explain it to you practically. So if I am giving here x equals to 1, comma, yes, I am getting a tuple with a single element. If I give x equals to 1 and x, yes, I am getting an element, but it is not a tuple. Had it been tuple, it would have been within the parenthesis symbol. Let's go to the third option, x equals to tuple this. Now also I am not getting a tuple here. This is what the data type of x is, list. Okay, and for the fourth option, if I write x equals to tuple 1, I am using the tuple function, and as I display x, you can see that I am getting a tuple with how many elements? I am getting a tuple with a single element. So always remember, in order to get a tuple with a single element, you can use either of the syntax 1 or syntax 4. Okay, I hope this is clear. Let's move on to the next question. Which of the following data types qualify to be the keys of a dictionary? I hope you already know from your class 11 concepts that dictionary is a Python object in which the data are stored in the form of key is to value pairs. I'll give you some data types. You have to choose which of these data types qualify to be the keys of a dictionary. That means which can be considered as a key in a dictionary. The first option is list, second is tuples, third is dictionary, and fourth is float. And the options are number A 1 and 4, number B 1 and 3, number C 2 and 4, and number D 2 and 3. And the correct option is option C 2 and 4. Let's verify it for ourselves. Let me create a dictionary with list as the keys of a dictionary. Okay, so let's create a dictionary called A. Okay, A equals to, first the values are stored in the form of keys to value pairs. That means at first I have to write the keys. So let me write here, let's say I'll create a list here, 8, 7, this is the key, and let me write here apple, comma, let me create the next element also as a list. Let me give it as 6, comma, let me create a list with a single element. 6 is to ball. So I have created the dictionary. Let's see whether it gets created or not, and I'll press the enter key. See, I'm getting an error. It says that unhashable type list. That means you cannot take a list as the key of a dictionary. Let's take it as a tuple and see whether a tuple can be taken as the keys of a dictionary or not. So let me write A equals to like 8, 7, giving the same thing, apple, comma, let me create another tuple, comma, 1, 4, ball. And yes, you can use a tuple as a key to a dictionary. So option 2 is one of the correct option. Option 3 is dictionary. So this is interesting. Let me see whether I can take a dictionary as a key to a dictionary. So let me create a dictionary here. Let's say 1 fruits, comma, 2, let's take veg. So I have taken a dictionary as a key to a dictionary. Let me press the enter key, and I am getting an error here. So remember, dictionary also cannot be chosen as the key for a dictionary. Let me use the fourth option. That means let me take a floating point number as a key to a dictionary. So I am giving 1.4 comma apple comma 2.7 is to ball, and I'll press the enter key, and you can see that floating point numbers can be taken as a key to a dictionary, and hence the correct option is option C, that is 2 and 4. You need to know the concepts at a deeper level, only then you will be able to solve this type of questions. And you should not think that MCQ questions are easy. Okay, they are not always easy. You have to know the concepts properly, only then you can answer them. Let's move on to the next question, which is identify the jump statements out of the following. In class 11, in the chapter on flow of control, you studied about jump statements. So you have to identify which of the following are jump statements. Option 1, break. Option 2, go. Option 3, continue. And option 4, pass. Option A is 1 and 4. Option B is 1 and 3. Option C, it's 2 and 4. And option D, none of the options. And if you have studied the chapter on flow of control properly in class 11, you will know that break and continue are jump statements. I'm not going to the explanation part of that thing. If you want, you can check out my videos on break and continue statements. So the correct option is option B, 1 and 3. So the explanation goes like this. Break and continue statements are used to jump over a part of code. So if you want to skip over a part of code, you can use this jump statements, break and continue. Hence these are called jump statements. Since we are skipping over a part of code, therefore these statements are known as jump statements. Let's go to the last question of the session, which is which of the following is a valid dictionary function in Python? First is get function, 2 is input function, 3 is values function, and 4 is insert function. And option A is 1 and 4, option B is 1 and 3, option C is 2 and 4, and option D is 2 and 3. And the correct option is option B, 1 and 3. Get function, you've already got in class 11. It is used to get a value corresponding to a key, and values function is used to get all the values of a dictionary together. Okay, let me verify it for you. Let me create a dictionary at first. Let me create a dictionary. Alphabets equals to like A for apple, B for ball, let's say, and let's say C for cat. Okay, so if I want to see what is the value corresponding to key B, I'll give alphabets dot get B, and I'll get the result as ball. So get is one of the function that can be used with a dictionary. Input function, it is used for taking a string as an input, that all of you know. It is not related to the dictionary Python object. And values function, I can use it like this, alphabets dot values, no argument is accepted. It will give you all the values of this particular dictionary. So what are the values of the dictionary alphabets? It is apple, ball, and cat. So it is returning all the values in the form of a list here. And insert function, it is used with list. It is used to insert values after a list is being created. It has no relation with the dictionary Python object. Hence the correct option is option B, 1 and 3. The explanation goes like this. Get function is used to return a value corresponding to a given key, and values function is used to return all the values in the form of a list. Okay, that's all for the day. In the next session, I'm coming up with some questions related to assertion and reasoning. Stay tuned. Thank you very much. I hope that this session was useful. Thank you very much.